Hi, I'm Holly Andrews, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach and Executive Wellness Coach. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my kitchen. It is finally the burr month. It is my favorite time of year. I love fall. I grew up in Florida where we didn't have seasons except for maybe 2 days of winter. And when I moved away, I fell in love with fall. So along with fall comes what? Comes PSL season, pumpkin spice lattes, right? I will be honest with you, I am not a fan of the actual PSL drink. I never have been, but I do love all things pumpkin flavored, pumpkin spice flavored, pumpkin pie flavored, because it just conjures up this warm, cozy image of a chilly, cool night in the fall, sitting by the fire, enjoying a warm beverage, and then just embracing everything that the fall season has to offer. But let's be honest, a lot of those pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie, PSL flavored things that are now out in the world are not actually good for us. Our taste buds may love it, but our bodies, and in particular our gut, they just don't love it. It's not doing us any favors whatsoever in terms of gut health and overall health. So today I want to introduce you to Probiotic PSL ice cream as a special fall treat. This ice cream is going to actually feed your gut health, be good for your gut health, give you all those flavors that you're craving this fall, and be good for you all in one. Now, I am going to be using a Ninja Creami today. I bought this on sale a few months ago because I wanted to have an option to give my family, and in particular my kids, ice cream that wasn't going to spike their blood sugars and destroy their gut health. We've really been working on gut health here in this house over the last, this year in particular. But anyway, so if you don't have a Ninja Creami, but you have another ice cream maker, then I would imagine that you could adapt the recipe fairly easily to whatever appliance you do have. And if you don't have any kind of ice cream maker at all, then consider this a recipe for a really yummy PSL smoothie, all right? So let's talk about the few simple ingredients that we're gonna be using to make this really good probiotic PSL ice cream. All right, so the first thing that makes this probiotic good for your gut health, full of those live and active cultures that are gonna feed all of your gut microbes and make them super happy, is kefir. Now, I first heard about kefir 20-something years ago when I lived in Russia. A lot of people drank this, and I just couldn't get behind it. It was too sour or whatever for me back then. I don't drink it straight, plain now, but I have started adding it to smoothies and my ice creams that I make with the Creami, because it does have those wonderful live and active cultures, the probiotics that are feeding our gut microbes and making them super happy. Now, I am using this organic grass-fed kefir today because that's my choice. If you don't want to get the organic or grass-fed, even though I highly recommend that you do, because it is going to be much more nutrient dense than non-organic, non-grass-fed kefir. But if you don't want to use this brand or you can't access this brand, then just use a plain kefir, not a flavored kefir, all right? The next ingredient we're going to be using is grass-fed milk. This is the Maple Hill brand again, my preferred brand, grass-fed milk, but I do have the reduced fat version here today, although I also have whole milk in the fridge as well. We're just finishing this one off, but if you can't or don't want to use this, use your milk of choice. You could even, use almond milk for this, but you're gonna need some sort of milk for this recipe. And then obviously we're going to need pumpkin puree. Make sure that you're getting pure pumpkin puree and not pumpkin pie mix, but I did pick up a can of this organic pumpkin puree from the store because I'm trying to be as organic as possible to minimize the chance of ingesting pesticides and other substances that get sprayed on our fruits and veggies here in the US. So, pumpkin puree. You're going to want a little bit of sweetener. So for that, I'm using a couple tablespoons of this organic maple syrup. You could also use honey, and you can adjust the sweetness to your taste. So if you wanted it to be more sweet, you could put in more maple syrup, but I'm trying to not overdo the sugar, so I'm just going to use a couple of tablespoons. You're obviously also going to want to get some pumpkin pie spice. That's going to give it the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the cloves, all of those things that are the classic, iconic PSL flavor. And then finally, we're going to hit it with a little bit of vanilla extract and just a pinch of salt. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put all of this stuff into a blender. I've got my little Ninja smoothie maker thing that I use every day that I'm going to use to blend this up, but any kind of blender will work. And then we're going to take that mixture, pour it into our Ninja creamy pint, and then pop that in the freezer for 24 hours. And I will come back at that point to show you the actual creamy process to get our ice cream. All right, so I'm going to start with the kefir. We need 1 cup. So I'm going to measure that out. And honestly, you can use this kefir and milk combination, the 1 cup kefir, half a cup of milk, as your creamy base, and you can change up those flavors. So I will probably be making my son some pineapple ice cream here after I'm done with this, because he asked for it. So I will use the 1 cup kefir, and I'm going to add half a cup of the milk, and then instead of doing all of the stuff for the pumpkin, I am just going to put in frozen pineapple chunks and blend that up to make him some pineapple ice cream. And we're going to add half a cup of the pumpkin puree. So, and what I will probably do when I am done in a little bit, because I will have a lot of pumpkin puree left over and I don't want it to go to waste. I've had that happen in the past where like it sits in the fridge because I don't know what to do with it and then it goes bad. Well, probably what I will do is scoop this out in like tablespoon sizes and on like a tray, and then freeze it and make little tablespoonful of frozen puree. And then I could have that to make a pumpkin smoothie down the road, or I could thaw it out to use in baked goods or whatever, but that way my pumpkin puree doesn't go bad. So, all right, we've got our, splashed on me, half a cup of pumpkin puree in there. And now we need a teaspoon of our pumpkin pie spice. All right, it smells good, guys. Smells really good. Okay, then I'm going to do half a teaspoon of the vanilla extract. And then finally, I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of my maple syrup here. And again, you can adjust the level to sweetness depending on your taste preferences. You could even use stevia if you wanted this to be completely like no added sugars whatsoever. And then I'm going to grab my salt that I forgot to grab earlier, and I'm just going to grab a little pinch and throw that in there. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on the right way, and then we're going to blend this up, and it's going to get loud. All right, that's our probiotic PSL ice cream base. And I'm going to go grab my little Ninja pint, and I'll be right back. All right, so here is my Ninja pint. I'm going to fill this up to the fill line here, which I will probably, I don't have too much left over, so that is perfect. All right, so I'm going to give that just a little tap to try to get some of the air bubbles out. But all right, I'm going to stick this in the freezer for 24 hours, and I will see you back here in a day. All right, friends, it has been exactly 24 hours since I stuck our Probiotic PSL ice cream mix into the freezer. So this is what it looks like. Hard as a rock. So we are going to put it through the Ninja Creamy process here. And I am going to use the full ice cream setting, not the light setting. And then we'll see if we need to do anything once it's gone through the first cycle. All right, so I am putting my plate in, locking in the lid. Full ice cream setting. All right, so it's gone through its first cycle, and let's find out what we've got. Okay, that doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't look fully like creamy yet. You can maybe see that it's a little powdery on top. So per Ninja Creamy instructions, I'm going to, here is a little hole here in the middle, but I'm going to see if I can make a little bit of a divot here. And then pour in a couple tablespoons of milk, and then stick it back in and do the what do I call it? The respin. So we're gonna have to spin this and see what we get. All right, we're gonna check it. Again, that does look better, and I could probably just go ahead and eat this as is. But I want it just maybe a little creamier, so I'm gonna just add like a tablespoon and respin it one more time. Now, all of this will change depending on, the kind of kefir you use, the kind of milk you use, the kind of, everything. So you may not have to go through this process, but, you make your best call. All right, I have a feeling that did it. And yeah, that looks exactly how I want it. So I'm gonna come around and show you. So that looks really nice and creamed. And I'm gonna scoop some out here. So there you go. And this recipe does make 2 servings. So just keep that in mind. So perfect for 2 kiddos or date night. There we go. I think that looks amazing. So, all right, friends. PSL probiotic ice cream. It smells like pumpkin pie. Smells like pumpkin spice. Let's see what it tastes like. That's good. That's really good. It does kind of taste like PSL or pumpkin pie ice cream, which is exactly what I was going for. So I hope that you've enjoyed this recipe. Be sure to grab your copy of the recipe in the link below off the blog, and let me know if you make this or what other flavor combinations of Ninja Creamy ice cream you love. But keep in mind, this one is going to be something that your body loves as well as your taste buds. So until next time, I'm Holly Andrews, and I believe that you can heal your stress from the inside out.